All right, today I'm taking a look at the Warcking Welder. Nice thick heavy box, that's kind of cool. So let's take a look at the grounding clamp. So first thing is, this is a nice thick wire. So that's really good. So we can see we do have this braid in the middle, which is great because the ground is going to connect here. And if the connection on this side isn't that great, we can still make a good connection here. We wouldn't have to rely on this pin. We can actually braid it across. So I love seeing welders that have that. We have a nice thick connecting pin. So they give you one of these little foldable welding helmets. Now I personally don't use these. I'll spend a little bit extra money and get an actual welding helmet. But I do like that they include them, and these are definitely a lot better than those welding glasses that are just going to give you nothing but really bad sunburns. Yeah, there you go. So we got a little welding helmet. I'm guessing there's going to be a little handle on the side somewhere. Oh yeah, okay. So here is the handle. Just kind of, yeah, there we go. So now we got our little welding helmet. So these things are just kind of cool in that you can just literally open it up and start welding. So that's pretty cool. All right, this is important. So this is our adapter. So the welder is going to come with a standard 120 volt plug, but this is a 240. This is what you're going to find in most welding shops. Plug this into a 240 and then plug this into the welder, and then you'll have a much more powerful welder. So it's cool that they include that. Wow, they really do include everything. Look at that. I have never seen a welder that came with welding sticks. That's amazing. All right, nice strong grip. And this is notched out so that we can put the welding rod in there in multiple different ways. So we can go straight out the top, which is not super common, but possible. We can give it an angle. This is what most people use, that 45-degree angle. And it has a spot to clamp it up top. It also has a spot to clamp it more in the middle. So depending on your preference, that's kind of cool. We've got the welder itself. And we got a little welding hammer and a cleanup brush. We've got a manual. Go. I love how they're making welders just tiny these days. I mean, they're still extremely powerful, but for whatever reason, they can figure out how to make them about half the size. So I love that. These things are super portable, but also just fully capable. So that's great. Oh, this is neat. So I find that people will often get confused when they put the positive and negative backwards. This actually has labels showing you what plugs in where. So the positive is the stick. So you can just kind of take this notch and kind of lock it in. And do the same thing here. There we go. So this is where we set the amperage, and this is a very nice smooth knob on here. So I do like that. That feels high quality. And on the back, we got our power switch and then the plug. So yeah, not a lot to it. And we don't really have to do anything if we want to go to 240. We just take this adapter, plug it in. There you go. And now we are at 240. And I really just love that adaptability. The fact that I can use this thing at my house with a 120 outlet, and if I take it somewhere, got a 240 outlet, I can use it like that. Or maybe I'm just taking it to another job site. They don't have 240. I can use that 120 still, so I can still weld. But anywhere that I can get a 240, I can use that. I can really crank this up, and I can weld some thick metal. That's awesome. So this is an inverter welder, so this is much more efficient, much more powerful than one of those old style welders. Like, there hasn't been a lot of innovation in welders for a long time. Then they came out with inverter welders, and that kind of changed the game. Like, this is a modern welder. It's got anti-stick. It's really got all the bells and whistles that you would want in a modern welder. So that is running hot enough to actually put a hole through there. So that's with 120 volts. That's actually extremely impressive. So I'm going to bring that down and see if I can fill that hole. So that can weld unistrut no problem. And it's actually too hot for unistrut at half amperage at 120 volts. check out where I had that dial. I mean, that's pretty darn low. And then over here, Like, we get some excellent penetration with just that. So I'll give you kind of an idea how strong this welder actually is.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
That's real good.
I appreciate that. I'm trying my hardest.
That's what you want.
Okay.
What you're doing there is what you want.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look at it. Oh, wow, that thing just fell off. Oh, you didn't even have to hit that.
Yeah, that's how good you are. That tells you how good you are. When they just fall off like flakes.
That's awesome.
That means you've done good.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's a monster welder.
That is good.
And then
It's not even close to half.
yeah, I mean, yeah, right. That dial is barely up.
How much is